Have you ever wondered what it was really like to watch a public execution? And how come this was even allowed in the first place? Anne Boleyn's beheading at the Tower of London has stuck in the public imagination for centuries, and our fascination with executions has endured for even longer. Human history is littered with examples of people taking a trip to the local town square to watch some noble person or enemy of the state lose their life. But what is it that has drawn people to witness such violent and gruesome events throughout the years? And why did societies allow these public demonstrations? When people think of public executions, many images that come to mind are from the medieval and early modern periods in Europe. This wasn't because these times were inherently more violent, but because it was an era when a monarch's power to maintain social order through law was being tested and expanded. The English crown, specifically, was embroiled in wars and controversies over power, authority, and legitimacy for centuries. To deter widespread violence and chaos, it was crucial for kings and queens to display the state's violent capabilities and reinforce that they were the divinely appointed arbiters of order. Therefore, the main victims of public executions were those who challenged power or stability in some fashion. Acts punishable by death included treason, which referred to anything from plotting to kill a monarch to counterfeiting state currency, murder, robbery, heresy, and witchcraft. Depending on who you were and the crime you committed, there were various methods of execution. Beheading was the exclusive privilege of the noble class, seen as quick and merciful, allowing the upper class to maintain their status even in death. For treasonous commoner men, the punishment could be being drawn and quartered. One of the most gruesome methods, involving being dragged by a horse, hanged until nearly lifeless, then gutted while still alive before finally having the head cut off. Burning at the stake was often reserved for common women convicted of treason and anyone convicted of heresy. Hanging was the most common form of execution in England, and perhaps the most merciful death a commoner could ask for. Public executions were major staples of life in England and Europe during this time. Almost like modern sporting events, people were drawn to the drama, the gossip, and the communal nature of the events. Though their purpose was to subdue violence and excitement, it was not unheard of for crowds to become raucous, especially if the prisoner received a pardon or the executioner did a shoddy job. The event was also very ritualized, increasing the spectacle. Historian Richard van Dulmen called it the theatre of horror. Prisoners were dramatically led to their execution spot in front of a crowd, given a chance to speak and ask forgiveness for their sins. This moment acted as the rising action and conflict. If the prisoner confessed and begged forgiveness from God, they were often treated with more humanity by their executioners and audience. The climax was the execution itself. Anne Boleyn herself was beheaded in a private affair in the Tower of London, which makes sense. A public execution of the Queen would do little to display the power and stability of the monarchy. However, this was a mercy only applied to noble women. Noblemen were more often beheaded outside the Tower of London in public view. Over time, the popularity of public executions faded, pushed into darkness as a more educated and literate populace began demanding more appropriate punishments from the state, and the absolute power of the monarchy dwindled. However, it's not hard to understand what made these events so captivating. They were spectacles designed to demonstrate the power of the state while entertaining and subduing the masses, and for many years they served their purpose. Anne Boleyn may have been killed in private, but the spectacle remains in the great historical intrigue surrounding her life and death. We are fascinated by the various ways humans have found to execute one another throughout the centuries. And if you were alive during the medieval period, you had a front row seat to history. Join us next time as we delve into another chapter of our fascinating past. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more raw history. Thanks for watching.